to be honest with you guys, I'm really not that shocked that this is a reality. I'm with it though. I'm with it.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, guys, before we get started, big shout out to today's sponsor and the sponsor of this channel for the entire season and off season. What? BetUS. Big shout out to BetUS. Use the link in my description and you'll receive 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. So this upcoming game against the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves, I feel like the Timberwolves, there's a lot of people that are taking the Dallas Mavericks. And I know Timberwolves are definitely the favorites as of right now, but I've seen a lot of people online actually taking the Mavericks. I just don't see how they match up with Timberwolves. I just don't think that they match up well with the Wolves at all. I feel like the Timberwolves have a really good time controlling the board, controlling the paint, and I think that's going to be really tough for the Mavericks. But hey, I could be wrong. But if we wanted to go with the Dallas Mavericks, let's see here. Okay, maybe they take game 1. If we do $25 earnings is $38.75. I'm cool with that. I can place that. I'm gonna place that. So cool. Well, anyways, guys, link in my description. Check out BetUS. Good stuff. Great stuff. All right, let's take a look at what I came across here. So the San Antonio Spurs reportedly high on NCAA tournament champion guard Castle. So you guys know that I am really big on Castle. One of the tweets that I put out maybe a few weeks ago is I would take Castle over Dilly. Kind of went back on that a little bit, but I'm still really high on him, okay? And the reason why I am is because I feel like he's a player that as soon as he comes to any team in the NBA, he's going to fit. It's not a lot of things that you have to work on as far as him being implemented into a system. Like, he is definitely a system player. At worst, he is a rotation player, a defensive rotation player who has pretty high basketball IQ. But he is going to have to work on his shooting. So it's not to say that there's nothing that he has to work on. I just think that at his worst in the NBA, he is a rotational defensive wing that makes the right plays as far as getting his teammates involved. So I really do like him as a prospect. But it says here, Kelly Eco of the Athletic, reported Tuesday that the San Antonio Spurs are said to be big fans of Castle. Eco adds that Castle is moving up San Antonio's draft board and could be the pick for the team with either of their top 10 picks this year, number 4 and number 8. They go on to talk about some of his averages, so 11 points, 4.7 rebounds, 2.9 assists, and so on and so on. So here's the thing. We already know there's a lot of things going around, right? Like, we know that the Spurs are at least going to acquire about Trae Young. That's probably off the table now. I mean, after them getting the number 1 pick, it's probably off the table, but we'll wait and see how that develops. So, maybe that's a possibility, maybe not, but it seems as if the Hawks are going to be looking for another player to kind of match Trae Young, and I don't know if we'll be able to finesse them again. All right. We also know that the San Antonio Spurs are interested in Dilly, and we know that Dilly is interested in the San Antonio Spurs. So there's that. And there's the recent news about us being interested in Garland. And I already told you what I would give up. I would give up Keldon, our 8th, along with Chicago's pick next season. I think that will be pretty. I think that suffices. Oh, and also Malachi Branham, because I know how high Cleveland was on him as well. So that might be a really good trade there. So that's what I would do there. But if the Spurs are looking at Stephon Castle, if I'm being honest with you guys, at least from all the mock drafts I've seen thus far, I see him landing after, like far after 4. Now, maybe he's moved up quite a bit, but I definitely think he'll be available at 8. If the Spurs have in their minds that we're going to go after Castle, right, and we're going to keep our 4th and keep our 8th and go after Castle, I personally would not get Dilly. That's just me. I don't think that it's one of those things where you can't have both of them. I mean, obviously, I don't think Stefon or Castle is the same type of player that Dilly is, and vice versa. Dilly would definitely be slotted into the point guard position, where Stephon Castle, he has a little bit more flexibility there. And he's not a primary point guard or anything like that, but he does have some pretty good skills when it pertains to facilitating for his teammates. Okay, so But me personally, if we're going to go that route, right now, all of these boards have Buzelis and Ron Holland being picked before 8. So if the Spurs have in their minds that they're going to get Castle and, you know, we're not worried about anything else, and we're not getting Garland, you know, that's just keeping that out there. If we're not getting Garland, I definitely would just go ahead and grab Ron Holland or Buzelis and then grab Castle with the number 8th pick, if that's the route that they're going to go in. You know, if they are really high on Dilly and they getting word that Buzelis can land at 8 or Ron Holland can land at 8, then, you know, I'll be cool with getting Dilly and then going after Ron or Buzelis. But in my opinion, in my personal opinion, I think if you're hooked on getting Castle, and I do love Castle as a prospect, okay, I really do. I know a lot of people don't like his 3-point shooting, which is not good. It's not great. Actually, you know, I keep saying that, but let me go ahead and bring up the percentage. I can't remember exactly what it is. I think we're in the 20s though, guys. I think we're in the 20s. Let's see here. Castles, the Huskies guard. It is, yep, 26.7%. I didn't want to just, you know, say his 3-point shooting is bad without giving you some context. 26.7% 3-point percentage. But the one thing that's really positive is, you know, before you just call him off and say, oh, he's going to suck, free throw percentage is really high, okay, really high. And, you know, we all know that Jeremy Sohan was a terrible 3-point shooter, which now I think he's a little bit, he's much better, not a little bit, he's much better. And his free throw percentage was not great in college either, pre-NBA either. So, but 75% is really promising. And also, if you're watching Stephon Castle at all, and you're looking at his form, he has really good shooting form. So it's not something where his shot is just broken and it's just trash and there's nothing you can do with it. No, you can work on it. It's definitely a lot that you can work on there. So I'm not really that worried as far as his shooting. It's going to take some time for him to get, you know, implemented to the NBA and become that type of player. But I do think that he's a guy that you put in right now and he fits. He just fits. And I mean that just about any team, because he has such high basketball IQ and because of his defensive ability. Like, those are the things that I think is really important for him. And he has really great off-ball movement as well. So just overall, I really love Castle as a player. And I think if the Spurs were to go with him and they're sold on that and they're like, you know, Dilly, it's not really worried about that. It's not dilly-dally. I know you turned off the video after I did that. I'm sorry. But yeah, if they want to just go after Castle, yeah, I don't see any point in getting both. But that's just me. But anyways, I will get with you guys later, man. And oh wait, another thing too. I wanted to bring this up. If they were to trade away any picks, I don't think, because I've seen some people bring up like, what can we do? Like, would you give away 4 this year because the talent gap is so short or so small with this draft? I don't think I want to give up 4, and that's because, and we haven't talked about him a lot recently, but that's because how good I think Ron Holland is. And you know, if you got an opportunity to get him, I think you do it. I think he fits a need that we need right now. And you guys know I love Buzelis, but he's more of a defensive helper. Like, he's not somebody that's going to like lock you down one-on-one. He is a good defender, but he's more so oh my God, I can't talk. He's more so going to benefit from having Wemby even more so than Ron Holland, because Ron Holland, I think he's legitimately like a lockdown player. But either way, both have high basketball IQ. I'm cool with either one. But yeah, just want to bring that to your attention. Anyways, get with you guys later, man. Until next time, bye. Psych. I just want to say big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.